I hit the wrong button. I brought up Tuesdays instead of Fridays. Sorry about that, guys.
Shame on you.
Oh, I'm just sitting here going over stuff and looking, checking my notes. Oh, time to click the button. I just reached up and I clicked, and I have it labeled Tuesday and Friday, and I clicked Tuesdays. All right, let's see who else here. Let's see. And what do we got here? All right, so Butch came in earlier, and then Lori came in earlier and stepped out and then they came back again. CR is here, creative redundancy. And scroll on down here. Butch came back in, Sand Hollow Homestead, Mead Family Farm, Michael 58, Our Treasured Home. All right. Good. Okay, guys. So tonight is going to be basically getting ready for winter. Slide us over here and bring the other one up. And we're going to talk about what you forgot, what most people forget to do in getting ready for winter. All right. So, but before we go to that, everybody out there, I was just saying hi to everybody. Don't forget, check all these other channels out, because everybody on here so far that I see is a great channel. And don't forget Dave at Southern Ohio Prepping. Check him out too. Dave, how far away are you from 1,000?
Oh, I'm still 70 some.
All right, guys, we got to get them up there. Share them out. Yeah.
I ain't worried about it.
Anyways, okay, so right now, everybody, check what your temperature is. And right now, my temperature outside is 28 degrees, clear, and that's why it's so cold. There's no cloud cover to keep the warmth in. It cleared up and the temperature dropped. Ooh, 57 degrees. Cool. Hey, Lori's back in the house. Hey, Lori. And Lori, yes, I went ahead and I added a couple slides because of what you messaged me on Facebook. Yay. So we're all set up for that. So we got two people from north of the border, Lori and CR. Welcome. I'm not sure if anybody else is from north of the border. All right, so tonight's topic is, let's go back to this one here and get over there and get the snow blowing.
Looks just like Michigan. Yay.
All righty, so let's get a little clear. So you're getting ready for winter, for a long winter. What did you forget? Well, let's look at a few things here, and some of these things.
Good evening, Kaylin.
Hey, Kaylin. Some of these things, you're probably going to go, oh, gee, why did you do it? And actually, let me put it over here so we're like this. Yeah, so you can see. You're going to hit yourself in the head and go, why didn't I forgot? I was supposed to do that. I knew that. So let's see what the next one is here. First thing we come up with. How many of you forgot to change and put fresh batteries in your smoke detectors when we changed the time?
Oh, me? No.
Albany Mountain Homestead. Hey, how's it going? All right. So, yes, you should change the battery twice a year in the spring and in the fall to make sure it's good. So you don't get any smoke or anything going on. You don't wind up having a fire too bad before you spot it, or actually get the smoke before you have the fire and get it put out.
Evening, our cabin.
Hey, how's it going, guys? All right, so things that would cause too much smoke before you'd actually have a fire, before you have a wildfire. Hey, Lazy C Homestead.
Evening.
If you have some candles going, some incense and everything else, and they're smoking too bad. Hey, Chad. And so, yeah, you can get too much smoke going off if you get distracted and you leave the turkey in the oven and it starts burning and it starts smoking. Smoke detector can draw your attention to it before it gets too bad. All right, next thing everybody should be doing, changing the filters on your central air system. right? Because if you have a real dirty filter and that furnace is trying to suck the air through it and it can't, and the air's not flowing past the heat exchange unit up here, it'll overheat. And when it starts overheating, it'll start melting wires. The next thing you know, you have a furnace fire. And the next line is, and oh, don't forget, sometimes some systems have filters in multiple locations. And I just realized where I screwed up. I forgot to put a slide in. It was supposed to come after the fire extinguisher. I mean, the smoke alarms, that was fire extinguishers. On your fire extinguishers, what you need, let's go back here a little bit big again. You have your fire extinguisher twice a year, same time. You take your fire extinguisher, you turn it upside down, and you go back and forth 5 times till you feel everything moving inside. Because you, like me, we're a quarter mile from the railroad tracks, but we still get vibrations. If you ever near a highway, the truck vibrations will cause the powder in your smoke detector to compact down. And you go to use it, you get a, and that's it, because it plugs up because it's caked in there. So, yeah, your fire extinguishers need to be turned upside down, at least 5 times until you feel the powder moving freely. All righty, next one. All right, side chat, everybody pay attention. Who can tell me what this is? Dave guessed it right off the bat.
Hi, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy, North Star Prepstetter is in the house. Anybody guessing what this is? Can't see anybody guessing. Everybody's going, a brush? Close. Yeah, it's a brush, but what's the brush going into? What it's going into is your dryer vent.
You didn't even give me a chance to play the music.
Oh, sorry. Dun, dun, dun.
There you go.
And I spotted this the first time. They actually had this little kit thing that you can use to connect up to clean out all the venting. And some of the newer houses, this venting travels quite a ways from where the dryer's in a utility room before it reaches the outside.
And
so
my dryer vent tube is a total of 18 feet long.
Yeah. So
okay, and no, Lori, if it's over 10 years old, well, here in the States, if it's a certain age, you can take it to some local fire departments or some CERT groups because they have means to take care of them. They will either swap it out or they will recharge it for you. That's here in the States. I do not know about Canada.
Yeah. What was her little question about?
She has a fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher.
10 years old.
Yeah.
I would definitely have it checked out at your local fire department.
Yeah. And Kitty had a recall for all the plastic topped fire extinguishers they had. So you get metal ones. You can still go to the Kitty website and check it out, and you can get for free. You have one of the fire extinguishers has a plastic handle on top and everything. They'll replace it with a metal one, a whole new fire extinguisher on it. And who else just slipped in here that I missed? Acer Rubber. Okay, yeah, I saw him go by there. And okay, anybody else here sliding in? Mary Beth Smith. Hey, hope you're feeling better, Mary Beth. All righty, so. Cleaning the dryer vent. Now, the one thing I just realized I also forgot to think about. Pardon me, guys. There's a lot of stuff that the cover that you should be doing. When the daylight savings time and kicks in and goes out over your stove, over the hood over your stove that has a grease trap thing on it, picks up little bits of grease. You need to pull that off and clean that. Yes, Dave. Oh, Dave's going out for a second. Okay. So, above your stove, where you have the vent for it, there's a grease trap screen thing to trap any grease particles before they get up into the ductwork over your hood vent over your stove, and so that should be cleaned, at least twice a year, if not 4 times a year. Also along the same lines on that, every 5 years, you may want to get a professional to come in and check they'll run a camera down the vent to see if there's any grease spilled up in it, because a grease fire above the stove in that ductwork for the vent is bad news, because grease fires are very hot.
Okay, here in my home, I have 3 of these. 1 that's in there and 2 that are cleaned and ready to go. I take and swap mine out every month. I do not give mine a chance to build up anything. Having worked in restaurants, having seen restaurant fires due to vents and traps like these getting full and never cleaned, I don't take a chance.
Yeah, good idea. If you have an extra one, yeah, it's easy to do. Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you've got the little vent over your stove, that's what's in it. And these are cheap. It's good to have 2 or 3 of these on hand, as well as the one that's in there. The best way to clean them is hot water as you can get. Dawn dish soap, let it soak, rinse it, and repeat the process 3 times, and you'll get it looking just like that, nice and clean.
Mm-hmm. All righty. Good point there, Chad. I did not even think about checking the antifreeze in your vehicle, but you gave me an idea. Don't forget to check your windshield washer fluid and make sure it's changed out with the antifreeze windshield washer fluid that they have for it.
Especially in northern climates.
Yeah. Acer says just throw them in the dishwasher.
I don't like doing that because I don't have a dishwasher.
Yeah, he is the dishwasher. All right. Let's go on to the next slide here. What do we got here? All right, so that's what it looks like inside one of the ones before and after it gets cleaned. I've seen ones where it's choked down even worse than that.
To the point where when you dry clothes, your clothes don't actually dry. They get hot and moist. That is a key. If your dryer isn't drying, you definitely want to check your dryer vent.
Yeah. Now, the next thing to consider is your chimney. When was the last time your chimney has been cleaned? Now, okay, and along with this, see, I just threw up a great idea thing there. Mm-hmm. Carbon monoxide detector as well.
Hey, David.
David's Mule Train Homestead is in the house. All right. So, yeah, and now we're heading into winter. You'd be surprised if you don't have a screen on your chimney at the top there, what sort of critters will set up a home inside there. You get squirrels, you get possums. I've seen a lot of animals set up nests inside of chimneys. Now, first fire can be a booger. All right, let's go take this down a little bit. Now, what most people don't realize is that you have your fire, you look up there, it looks fairly clean, and you don't, your last fire of the season, and it looks clean, and you don't clean it at the end of winter, which is when they should be cleaned. Because all summer long, sitting there with the thin layer of creosote on there, that creosote eats away at the mortar that seals the tiles together. And if they're just physically stacked and then they've got mortar around the outside, they'll eat through the mortar out there, and they'll start eating away until they have an air channel. Once they have an air channel, that's when you get a good hot chimney fire going on. Let's see here. So this is a split before after a cleaning of a chimney flue. You can see here where the mortar is sticking out a little bit from when they were, mortared together. Now, I want to say, if you think, oh, well, if I have that, I'm just going to get one of those little log things that says, burn the creosote out of your chimney. Don't. Those have caused more fires than just letting it go for the season. You're just burning it with the season, you're just hoping it doesn't go. Because what they do is to get rid of the creosote, one of the things it does, it produces a hot fire and gets chemicals going up there to ignite and burn off the creosote. So those are not a good idea. Squirrel fur filter, whatever. Before we go, Bad, Chad, bad. Okay. And if you've never tried cleaning a chimney, you think, oh, I'll just go down to Ace Hardware, Home Depot, and get the brushes and do it myself. Don't. My brother and I actually had a chimney sweep company for a couple of years, and there's a lot of stuff you got to do. Chimney soot and stuff is the most pervasive particles coming down, and you could try sealing off it, unless you have the right equipment and a high-powered vacuum, and you try sealing off in front of your fireplace, and you start doing it down, you're going to get soot all over inside your house. So get a professional to do it. Yeah, your good chimney sweep is great. Support your local chimney sweeps and stay safe. Now, inside the house, at your fireplace. All right, everybody, pay attention out there. Look closely. There are 4 things wrong here or unsafe that need to be taken care of. So everyone, look at the picture. There are 4 things that are unsafe in this picture that need to be corrected. Can you tell me what they are? Okay, I'm not sure how long it's going to take. Okay, CR has the first one. The wreath or the garland is too low. That our treasure is the same thing. The garland decorations are too low. Kathy calls it the swag. Cool. There is the garland swag is the broom is too close. Exactly. The little decorative broom guy here. He's too close. Jay's got it. No screen. Yeah. Got that one first.
Now who can get the last one? There's one more. Come on.
Yeah, Michael kind of did it in an all shot, but there's one more thing here. Can anybody find it? Can anybody find it?
You're not supposed to help them with hints. Good grief.
All right. So let's go ahead and.
I missed it.
Yeah.
Hey, there it is.
Boom.
Mary Beth.
Yeah. Now, like Dave and I were talking about beforehand, we had potbelly stoves and stuff, and wood burning wood fireplaces and stuff. We were, we had a lot of wood and stuff. The wood was stored outside, and the wood evidently a lot of time would get a little wet. And yes, we would store or bring the wood in and have an area where it could dry, but we were checking it, and once it was dry, we moved it off to the side and bring in some more wet
and
to dry out.
If it's really frozen and wet, and you put it next to a fireplace or someplace like that, it helps humidify. I can't talk.
Yeah.
It helps humidify the air in that place so it doesn't dry it out.
Yeah. Now, what this picture doesn't show, and I'm willing to bet that below the lip here of the it's the front of the hearth there. Down below, I bet there's carpet, and there's not a fireproof carpet rug, designer thing laid in front of it. We always had, in the wintertime, we had a half circle fireproof festive design rug thing we throw down there to catch any popping sparks from melting the carpet. All right, let's go to the next thing here. Yes, it's getting hot in here. Space heater time. Let's check out what we got on our space heaters. Do not ever put something over a space heater to dry it out. Even I'm just going to put it on for 15 seconds while I stand here. One of the kids screams and gets hurt. You turn away from it. You forget it's on there. And guess what you got? You got a fire started in a couple minutes.
Barbecue.
Yeah. The autistic prepper. Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
And so, yeah, putting something over a space heater, not good. Having a space heater too close to a couch, not good. Or next to a bed. No matter how toasty warm it keeps your feet are going to get really toasty warm. All right, guys, here's your sobering fact for the night. 25,000 home fires every year. And that number is growing. What was that, Dave?
Said there'll probably be more this year.
Yeah.
Because there'll be more people at home that are usually at work, sleeping now, and they're usually working third shift. So now they're going to need heater on in order to stay warm because they let their place get cool during the day.
Yeah.
See, when I lived in Michigan, I don't have to worry about it as much down here. And I lived in a trailer, you know, those things that are chimneys laying on their sides. During the day, I would let my trailer get down to 50 degrees inside. Okay. I didn't care about it. But at night, when I was at home, I would run a space heater to help augment the furnace because it just couldn't keep up because the trailer was just too old. But I had to make sure that the space heater was nowhere near anything.
Yeah. Hey, WD.
Hey.
All right. So the next one here, cover over power outages. Get some sort of backup power, whether it's a quote solar generator. And did a live stream a couple weeks ago with Reed. Explained about what solar generators really were, the battery banks with inverters built in. There are different types you can get.
I just got one started.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Dave has his own little system that he's putting together. And you got, you just do one video on that, or?
I haven't done any videos on it yet.
Oh, you just posted, that's right. You posted it on Facebook.
I posted a picture of it.
Yeah.
I haven't got it built. I'm going to wait until I can build a better looking box for it next month. And
yeah,
I need to get a second panel because I don't think the battery I've got is very good.
Yeah.
Because overnight it loses almost 2 full volts.
Yeah. All right, guys. Generators. If you have a generator, this really takes some prep work. You got to make sure, make sure the oil's been changed, air filter's cleaned, everything you need to do to it. Make sure to get it done. If you're interested in like this tri-fuel generator, I did a video on it a little while ago. If you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. It's about 20 videos back or so. Anyways, so generators is another way you can have for backup power. And whatever you do, please, please, please avoid the electrical octopus. Don't overload your power strips. And usually what happens, most power strips nowadays up at the end by the hand here, there's a little breaker button, but that breaker button is for instant short circuits or instant load spikes. If you run bunch of electrical stuff and it's each one and you're not maxing it out instantly and it just heats it up slowly and it just stays there and just heats and heats and heat builds up inside of it. Slowly it'll start melting and the next thing you know it poofs. So be careful with your power strips. And don't start plugging into the power strip a bunch of extra, those expandable, has 3 plugs on it. You start plugging it in there. So instead of having 5 things, you got 15. No. These things are not built for high voltage. These things are built for an office type setup where you got a computer, a printer, monitor, a couple simple low voltage things. Yes.
USB connectors. That's what these are good for. Is if you have to have like 4 or 5 of these because you got like 4 or 5 different devices that you have to charge every night, then you can plug 4 or 5 of these because they're very low amp draw and you should have no issues. Yeah. The problem with that one there and the one before it is it looked like somebody had a space heater plugged into it and possibly a microwave or some other high amp, high draw that in and of itself is fine in a power strip. But when you got 2 or 3 items and one of them is running and you kick on something else, it's not going to trip the GFI in it, but it's going to overheat it. And there's where it ties into the problem.
And there's the live stream. Thank you, Kathy, for putting that up there. That's the live stream that I did with Reed from Manifestations of Imagination. If you guys don't know Reed, he is an electrical engineer and computer engineer, and he does some great stuff with solar systems. All right, next item here. Just a reminder, folks, if we're coming to wintertime, sometimes water lines get frozen. Do you have some backup water to use until that water line defrosts? And is your water kept in an area where it's not going to freeze, like out in an unheated garage or garden shed?
All my water is stored toward the center of my apartment in such a way that even if we lose power and there's no heater running, it can get down to negative 10 degrees outside, and Charles and I will stay warm, and our water will still be liquid.
Yeah. And if you have any pipes that are exposed that might freeze, whatever, get the heat tape, put it on there. Make sure you have the one that has the sensor on it. You can't see it here. It's hidden right under here, back in the back. There's a sensor that goes on the pipe, so it keeps the pipe from freezing. All right. And of course, food. How many videos have we've done on food?
Too many.
Exactly. And if Uncle Al was in here, you could go to Uncle Al's channel. It's Die Bullfrog 79. He's done videos on 1 week worth of food. 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, way to store it and everything. Yeah. By now, everybody here should have food to last through through a month or so through the winter to keep you from worrying about it. Okay, I got a question here.
Yes, Tim. No, there is no time limit on water. What happens to water is water goes stale. That's because what happens is when you fill up a jug, people usually leave ½ inch to 1 inch of air at the top. Well, that allows the water that you have in the bottom to lose its air. And here's an experiment for you. Take 2 bottles, identical. Take and fill one up to the very tip top of it. So when there's no room for air, so when you put the cap on, there's very little air bubbles. Second one, leave 1 inch of space. Put them in a closet somewhere for 6 months and then go back and check it. You're going to find that the one that you left no air bubble into will have lost about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch. It'll look like it's lost water. Shake it, and you'll see that it goes right back up to what it was. What happens is the air leaves the water. It loses its oxygen molecules. That's why it tastes and smells stale. If you shake it up a couple times and get it cold, it'll taste like you just pulled it out of the fountain.
Yeah. Yeah, and that, like with 55, if you have 55-gallon barrels or whatever with water in it, Tim, and you want to re-aerate it, because those things, weigh about 400 pounds, a 55-gallon barrel of water. What you can do is you just go to the like the Walmart or whatever, go to the pet section, get one of those air bubblers, and a little $5 air pump, and you just drop it down in there, and you just let it bubble in there for an hour or so, and it'll re-oxygenate the water. All right, let's go on. Justin's lurking in the shadows.
I knew there was somebody out there.
I haven't seen Courtney in here yet.
Haven't seen Steve either.
Yeah. All right, so next thing, how many have your supply of vitamins to last you through the winter?
Hey,
all right.
Acer. I don't know what happened to your slide, but you had a little plug that you showed me earlier that came right after the heat tape.
Let's go back here.
When you showed it to me earlier, there was a little teeny plug, yellow plug, that had a thermal sensor in it.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what happened to that.
That is perfect. And if you could find that, it's not.
I will find that here, and give me 1 second here. You want to talk about the vitamins?
No.
No? Okay. All right.
Because I don't take vitamins. See, I don't take them. If you guys don't have vitamins in your stores and you're not taking your vitamins as you should be, start. Okay. Vitamin D, vitamin C, especially vitamin C with zinc. Make sure you're getting enough sodium and potassium citrate in your diet. Those will help defeat the current red dragon issues.
Yeah.
1. 2, they will help keep your stomach and kidneys cleaner, so you'll stay healthier. Welcome back, Lori.
Yeah. I got a bunch of gnats floating around here, which means time for my daughter to take out the compost again. All right. Let me pull up that. I don't know what happened to that slide before, but
There it is.
this is the item I had us talking about here.
Yes.
Of what was going to talk about it.
For wellheads right there, because you can go out and buy them little spotlights that are kind of silver, and you put like a 500 watt.
Oh, I know where this is. This is actually farther on. This is farther on. Yes,
Well,
it's
anyway,
farther on. Okay, we'll come
put
back to
that
this
out.
one here. I believe this is farther on. If not, I'll bring it back up. All right. So, oops. Okay. So, vitamins. And if by chance, if you are taking your vitamins and you still come down with a cold, the kids bring something home from school, and everything else, get your, make sure you have your cold medicines. I got 4 grandkids. The oldest is 6. Youngest is 7 months, but 2 of them go to school. The 4-year-olds in preschool and stuff, kindergarten, and they brought home the green gunk, and so Aiden, the 4-year-old's been coughing up a storm, so we've been giving him cough medicines and stuff. And in fact, let me go big here for a second. We got him the Hall's breezers and smoothies, because those don't taste like medicine, like the your regular Hall's cough drops, the lemon stuff and everything else. Yeah. And I think it's candy, and I got candy, and they suck on it, and soothes their throat. But yeah, all the children's medications and stuff, and adult medications and everything else. Make sure you have enough to go. And all right, got a word here. So WD just got back from WinCo, which is out here in Washington, Idaho, Nevada, California, and Oregon. That's what WinCo stands for. And so they're doing good there. Hey, Brett. Brett's in the house. That's Broussard Homestead.
Well, my Walmart is experiencing some shortages. TP paper products, your wipes, hand sanitizers getting low again. When I was in there yesterday, the meat department was fully stocked, but I expect that to change here soon.
Yeah, I've not seen any shortages in either of our Walmarts in Idaho Falls or Ammon, which is suburb of Idaho Falls. Both of those superstores, their meat department was always stocked. All right, so medications. I think everybody knows what medications they need. If you have any prescription medication, talk to your doctor, see if you can get an extra 30-day whatever early replacement for the wintertime, because let them know, hey, you're afraid that you might get snowed in, or whatever, you might not be able to get to the store if you run out. And yes, of course, Dave just talked about toilet paper, paper towels, and Kleenex now is starting to get hit. And especially now it's wintertime, Kleenex is going to get hit harder. All right, for those of you that have animals, let's talk a little bit about them, starting with your pets. If you have a cat or a dog and they spend time outside, even though they come in a lot, but they spend time outside, still get them a heated pet bowl so that while they're outside, they can have water to drink and not have to eat snow or whatever else and lower the body temperature. But a heated pet bowl will do wonders for your pets outside. Yeah, Brad, I know you might get snowed in. Yeah, when Louisiana has snow, then we need to start worrying.
Hey, they've had it in the past.
Yeah.
Problem is when they do get snow down Texas and down there, I don't get anything up here. So y'all quit taking my snow. Give me my snow back so I can let my son go sledding.
All righty.
Because I have a snow shovel that ain't been used in 2 years.
Yeah, I noticed like with our chickens that in the summertime they'd be nesting on the floor of the chicken coop, and in the wintertime to get on the top rungs of the roosting bars to get up there where the heat is. And we had on the one my mom's big chicken coop had floor to ceiling nesting boxes, and in the wintertime they'd be up in the top boxes. So for taking care of your chickens, to keep them warm, several things you can do. The natural way is get bales of straw in here and put straw around it, or alfalfa, because it will produce heat as it is always breaking down. It is composting.
Please ship it.
Okay. So yeah, one of the ways, insulate, and also when you put bales of straw in your chicken coop, it insulates against the cold and helps them out that way. And plus, they, it's alfalfa. They'll eat alfalfa leaves off of it, peck at it, and they'll get some bugs showing up in there. And hey, that's protein for the chickens. The other way you can keep the chickens warm, they have these ceramic heating lamps. They produce no light at all. They come anywhere from 75 to 250 watt, and you get them either with white or black ceramic. This has an advantage in two ways. One, since there's no light, the dumb chickens or turkeys, if you have turkeys, aren't going to peck at the heat lamp, going, oh, peck, 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 break. They won't peck at these, and these are a lot stronger than the regular heating lamps that produce light. Two, because these do not produce light, they're not going to keep the chickens up all night, and that will be, being kept up all night affects their egg laying. And what you can use with this is, there it is. Dun, dun, dun. This is a real cool device. I found, as I showed you, it was on Amazon. For about $17, you get one of these, and it 15 amp. It turns on when the temperature drops below 30 degrees and turns off when the temperature hits 50. Not 30, 38 degrees. Sorry, 38 degrees to 50 degrees. So it's got a 12-degree window there of turning on, turning off. So your heating lamps there, when it gets down to 38 degrees, will come on and keep stuff from freezing in there. If you have one, like we have one with the little ceramic things over the water jug for the chickens to keep it from freezing. It also produces heat to help keep the chickens warm as well. And so that way it doesn't run all the time, doesn't run up your bill. And it's really great. And let me fire this back up here real quick. Yeah, so it's right now the price has dropped. It's only $14.99 on Amazon.
Get yours today.
Yeah, get yours today. And it does take, for some reason, for where I'm in Idaho, it took a week for it to come. Where some stuff I still get in 2 days, but for some reason it took a week because they were shipping it from a colder location, I guess.
It probably came out of the Cincinnati warehouse.
Mm-hmm, exactly. All right, this is a heating pan that you put your metal water jugs or your plastic water waters on top of to help keep them from freezing. And of course, then there is the professional, standing one that has the heater in it and keeps it and everything else. So another way to keep your chickens have nice unfrozen water. Now, for other animals you may have, such as horses, cows, pigs, goats, donkeys, sheep, alpacas.
Okay, you don't need to list Noah's Ark here.
All right, we've got several different types of heaters. This one clips on the side of one of those watering troughs, and that way the heating element is down below the water level, and that way the animals don't get to it while they're drinking, because they're not going to stick their nose way down into the bottom to drink. They're just going to drink off the top. This is one that actually floats and has a heating element under it, so it keeps the top from freezing up. And this is one that goes in the bottom and heats the bottom, and the warm water comes up to the top and keeps it from freezing.
Great for koi ponds.
That too. And so, city slickers out there, or anybody that gets a lot of snow.
Courtney.
Hey, Courtney, do you have your snow shovels? Did the one you have last year wear out and you need to replace it?
I ain't used mine in 2 years. It still looks brand new.
Now, the other thing to remember to get is, thank you, Kathy, for putting the link to the heater timer thing. All right, so the ice melt, whether you prefer to use salt or one of the other things that you can get out there that is not as, I don't want to say toxic, because salt's not really toxic, but it sterilizes the ground and stuff around there. Makes it bad. One of the things I get from Ace Hardware here is it's a byproduct of making whiskey. And it's little granular things, and you sprinkle it out there, and it works pretty daggone good, almost as good as some good quality salt. But when it gets into the lawn and stuff, it doesn't kill the grass, doesn't affect anything. It's biodegradable, it's all natural, and it's a whiskey byproduct. So it's great. So whatever you want to, need to think about doing for anytime it freezes, you don't have to get snow. You can just get where you're going to get a good freeze, and all of a sudden your walkway is slippery and you're falling. You want to have some sort of ice melt. Oh, and Lori, for those of you that can get studded tires, it's supposed to be a U, not an I in there. Studded tires, you need to get your tires for your winter tires changed out. Switch out your snow tires for your regular tires now that it's that season. And let's see, what do I got here? Next one here is, all right, so can anybody think of anything else that we forgot to mention that,
Yes. Personal.
Go ahead, Dave.
Personal protection. Hats, gloves, scarves. Oh, yeah, okay. Anywho, better coats, snow pants, winter boots.
I got my wool gloves here with the fingerless with the fold over thing to make it into.
Tactical.
That's not tactical. This is just plain comfort from working as an operating engineer. You're operating equipment and stuff, and I love those things. And then, of course, my favorite thing I have right now are my Davis wool and cotton long johns. Wool on the outside, cotton lined.
But see, I ain't had snow down here in so long. I don't need any of that stuff.
Yep. All right. CR says snowshoes if needed. Cross country skis if needed. Snowmobile. If you have snowmobiles, guys, gals, hey, have you checked the oil on it, the antifreeze, all the other things? Make sure your snowmobile's up and ready to go. And if you don't, and if you have quads and you're using quads, have you winterized your quad for operating in the wintertime? Okay, so talking about snow chain, the studded ones, Lori says that there are certain provinces in Canada where they're legal. In Idaho, it's legal. In California, it's not. I believe there are studded tires are legal in Nevada as well. CR says ice cleats help a lot. And I believe the ice cleats are the things you can just attach on like chains. Oh, it's on your shoes. Okay, the shoe ones, yeah. Because there's also something that goes on your for your
Right.
tires, so like zip
They're
ties. That,
similar to
yeah,
tire chains, but they have small cleats and kind of acts like a studded tire, but it's removable.
yeah,
Some states will allow those, but will not allow studded tires.
yeah. Uh, okay, yeah. So yeah, Courtney, we talked about that, about the salting areas where salt hurts the animal's feet. You get the snow melt, which is no salt types, and I mentioned that Ace Hardware here in Idaho gets some stuff that's it's a byproduct of making whiskey. Oh, and Lori says, so there may be, I know that we used to put out, and when we lived in North Rim of the Grand Canyon where it snowed up to 3 feet, a lot of we helped some of the ranchers put out salt licks for the animals in the wintertime. And sounds like you got someone outside. Don't worry about it. It doesn't bug us. Yeah, sand and gravel for good ground traction. Oh yeah. No, get your NOAA weather radio set up. You can also get NOAA weather radio alerts on your phones, or you can also get it on your emails and your computer too.
Okay, and one thing to think about, and they're getting harder and harder to get here in the States, the good ones, get a Baofeng radio. They're relatively inexpensive comparative to the more common brands.
Yeah.
And make sure you get the 8F, which is a higher output, and it's got a lot more channels. It has your NOAA weather bands, and it has them all pre-programmed in, as well as an FM radio.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, basically your car kit, everything you're going to need in the car to survive.
Blankets, water. Usually the best place to keep that water is wrapped up inside said blankets.
Yeah. And CR added to that tow cables, jumper cables, booster things. Yeah, those little booster battery packs you can get.
Yes, Lori, that is common.
Yeah.
Walmart bags do a great job because they got little handles. You can use them to tie it off at the top.
Yeah. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. News from Lori. So, yeah. And for those of you that do carry, make sure you lube, oil, whatever. I love Break-Free CLP for protecting mine. Does a great job.
Get away from CLP. It's nasty stuff, man. Froglube. You can stick your finger in Froglube, stick your finger in your mouth, and you're going to be fine. Do that with CLP. You're going to wind up sick.
Yeah.
You're going to wind up having to poo-poos.
Yeah.
All right, Froglube. You want to know what else is good with Froglube? Froglube is good for?
But
if you have an ant problem, you take Froglube and take a small line around the outside corner of your cabinets. Because of the mint that's in it, ants won't come near it.
All right.
So Froglube has more than just one purpose.
Cool.
Yes, Froglube.
Yeah. And give me a second here. FRO.
Do I need to go get my jar of it?
No, I'm going to show. If I find it, there we go. All right, let me just bring this over here and try to get this to scroll up here. Froglube, clean lubricant protectant. Amazon has it, so let's go to it. But here's some videos on it and how to use it. So there's several videos there on it, and so we go to Amazon, and let's go to this one here. So you got it both in a spray bottle
and a paste.
And the paste.
I have both.
So there's Froglube. All right, so there's that one. And let me just throw the other one here. So it shows. Yeah, there's a little tub of paste.
Mhm.
There we go. So you got the one and the other. Cool.
But if you're going to get that, make sure you follow the directions explicitly or it will not work properly.
Yeah.
There is a proper way to use Froglube. If you use it the way your directions say to use it, you'll find out it's better than regular CLP.
Yeah.
Far better. I had a Pew Pew that I only did Froglube once when I first got it. Put 1,000 rounds through it, and it was still just as smooth as the day I actually lubed it. So if you use it properly, it will last a long time between cleanings.
All righty. On my feet, keep my feet dry. Okay, talking back about the plastic bags on the feet. Oh yeah, good point, Lori, or CR rather. So you put the bags. If you have a boot with a boot liner, you put it around the liner so the liner stays dry. That works on that too. And Lori, it's not only for rifles; it's for any firearm. Kaylin's wondering, would the Froglube deter stink bugs?
I don't have an issue with those, so I honestly don't know. But if the insect is, hesitant to go around anything with mint, it should work.
All right, Kathy has a good point here. All right, items in your emergency vehicle bag. Make sure the necessities are not frozen solid, or replace with ones that don't freeze. And you can get first aid kits and stuff that the creams and stuff in there won't freeze. They're made for the military for winter operations. And okay, that's good there. And let me grab something here real quick. I forgot to bring it over earlier.
Shame on you.
So, yeah, we actually got this at Sam's Club years ago, and we've replaced stuff in it as we used it. One of the first things when you buy a first aid kit like this, guys, no matter what season it is, the first thing you open it up here. The first thing my wife did, she went and bought a pair of magnifying glasses, because if you're going after a splinter or something, it's good to have a good magnifying pair. And these are three times magnifiers. And to replace the tweezers with some nice, good Sharpie pointy ones, and some good flat face ones, similar to these type ones here, which I keep here because every time I go outside and work outside in the weeds and stuff, I'm always pulling little stickers out. Rusty Tradition Homestead. Hey. All right, night, Kathy. And let's see. All right, let's see what I missed with CR saying. You put your water upside down before, so the neck of the bottle doesn't freeze as fast. Actually, I've always kept it upright, so as stuff freezes, it pushes up into the airspace.
Either way, if you have it upside down, it still pushes into the airspace.
Yeah, probably a little bit easier than, yeah. I have to try that one out. Thanks for the idea, CR.
The theory behind it is if you have a flat, wide open spot like this for water to expand into, it doesn't cause as much stress. It'll actually
right.
stretch the
Okay.
plastic a little bit.
I can see that.
Hence, another reason why I suggested the other night to go do a quick, small thing on thermodynamics. Understanding thermal properties will help you understand a lot in homesteading and prepping in general.
All right. Okay, so let me double check some stuff here. Just making sure you got everything here taken care of. Making sure we covered everything I need to. Anybody have anything else that they? Oh, okay. So water freezes from the top down. So the top freezes. It'll does stuff just push up into the top space there. Okay. Lori's listening to some Electric Light Orchestra. Woohoo! All right. All right. So I think we covered everything I wanted to cover. Anybody else have anything else out there that we might have missed? If you came in late, you need to rewatch it, and because we covered a lot of stuff from the beginning to end. Started with your smoke detectors, and we went through a lot of stuff that needs to be done before you get full in the winter. All righty. No, I don't see anything else popping up here. And it looks like Lori's taken off.
Yep, she done ran away.
Done ran away. Yeah. All righty.
Yes, Tim, we sure did.
Yeah. We talked about clothing, boots, gloves, hats, long johns, scarves. And especially with these days now, you want they have some. When I was working construction, do I have it up there still? Yes, I think I do. Hang on one second.
Uh-oh. Hence, another thing it would be good to have in your preps would be a shmika, as well as a balaclava for winter. But a balaclava and a shmika will help eliminate any cold spots on your face.
All right, this was the hat I wore when we had working in freezing fog. My wife put enlarged Velcro on it so I could really cinch myself up and stay warm. And not going to blind everybody with the glare off my bald head. But yeah, there's some really cool hats out there that'll protect your ears and everything else, because your ears will get frostbite very quickly. You got nice gloves on, you got good wool socks on, and you're all taken care of, and you forget about these things out here.
Another hat that'll work great is a standard Military Bdu Cap, because on the inside of the top, it has a fold down flap that is wool lined on the inside of it. That'll cover the back of your head and your ears, kind of like what his just did, and it doesn't tie down.
Yeah. Treasure. Lots of lotion for dry hands. Tarps. Yeah, get some extra tarps. You never know when you're going to need a tarp, because what happened to Anthony last time? Well, actually, that was a summer storm that did Anthony's roof damage, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Insulate windows with insulating film or bubble wrap, or not even so much bubble wrap too. You can also use those in the Amazon. If you get stuff from Amazon, they have those big tube of air pocket things. Hang on. Yes, I got everything in my room here. These things here. Oh. All right. That is got to be warm. Mm-hmm. And yeah, water is a huge conductor of heat, wicks it away very quickly. Lotions that, okay, I'm just double hatching everything up here.
We touched on it a little bit, Courtney.
Yeah, firewood. Yeah, if you have firewood, try to make sure it's dry. Firewood is fickle. You get it all nice and stacked, and you cover it up, and so it's all nice and where the water can't get to it and the snow can't get to it. And you start pulling stuff out of it. Also, you run into a critter surprise. So,
yeah, you just feed that one first into the fire.
No, I'm talking about the four-legged critters, or the slithering critters.
So you have instant barbecue. You know, it's wintertime. You need a little extra protein in your diet anyway.
Firewood. Oh, sort of. Well, we missed that. We talked about firewood a little bit. Gas storage, or if you have a diesel generator, diesel storage. All right, because we talked about that, we showed the generator, but we didn't talk about gasoline for it. And if you have gasoline stored for the winter, there is additives you can get to help keep it in good shape.
Courtney, I don't want to always be on top of the firewood because, you know, when I had to have firewood, we always stacked it pretty high, which means if I'm on top of it, I'd get pretty cold pretty quick. So I'm not going to stand on top of it. But thanks anyway.
Yeah. All right. Courtney asked the question, how long can you keep gas?
If you use something like Stable for quite a while.
Yeah. I've actually had gas in my old generator in California, and I kept fresh gas. My gas cans I'd rotate. When my gas cans were 6 months old, I'd put it dump one into the car, go fill that one up again. I went 3 years without changing out the fuel in the fuel tank on the generator, and it still fired right up. But that's in California.
Yep,
Yeah.
Your environment will dictate how long it'll last, even using something like Stable.
Yeah. And if
in
you're
Ohio with temperature fluctuations going from really warm to really chilly, it's not going to last as long as in places like California where the temperature's pretty much consistent. There's not the huge fluctuation like we have here in Ohio. So Stable will help it stay stable longer.
Yeah. Unless, of course, you're in California up in the high altitudes around Truckee.
Oh, but let's get rid of the name of that city. It doesn't exist to me. Anybody that's ever driven truck will understand that statement.
Oh, I hate going between Reno and Truckee. That is the worst road for winter driving ever.
No diesel even needs treatment. If you know of truck drivers, they will tell you there is a winter blend which has added kerosene to standard diesel.
Yeah.
So it doesn't gel up. Diesel in and of itself will gel at a certain temperature.
Yeah.
And it becomes useless unless you mix either gasoline or kerosene with it. Kerosene is the preferred method.
Yeah.
But I personally have had back in, I want to say 89, I was up in Vermont and the temperature was 45 degrees below zero with a 25-mile-an-hour wind. We wound up having to put gasoline, 5 gallons of gasoline in each of our tanks, and they held 150 gallons of diesel. So we had to put 5 gallons of gasoline, sit there and stir it up with a stick, put a torch on the engine block to warm the block up before we could fire the engine back up.
Yeah. What most people don't realize, and I talked about this a little bit in my alternative fuels for lanterns and stuff. Most of your trucks and everything else run on number 2 diesel. Number 1 diesel is recommended around here due to a 50-50 blend with number 1 diesel for diesel tractors and stuff. Kerosene, so you got number 2, number 1. Kerosene is just a little bit above number 1 diesel. Some areas they're identical, but so kerosene is good. Now, there's an old Navy trick the submariners used to use, and the diesel subs in the North Atlantic. They'd have bottles of whiskey to add to the fuel tank to thin the diesel and keep it from gelling.
That's why people use gasoline. The bad part about using gasoline, I got to witness this because it's actually kind of cool. Once the gasoline is mixed well enough with the diesel and your truck's fired up, you will be shooting flames out the stacks. Kind of cool at night.
Okay. Mary Beth, for the CPAP and oxygen generator, I showed on the slide some stuff, but I got mine right here, what I use for my CPAP at night. This is the Kodiak by Energy. You can't get this anymore. They've upgraded it to the Apex, and now the Apex has been replaced by the Flex. It is an ion. It is a lithium battery in it. That one there, I can run 3 CPAPs for 8 nights at Scout Camp, and it still has a significant charge left on it. It can be charged via the plug-in adapter into the wall, or it can be charged via solar panels. And one of the 100-watt solar panels, which is like 2 foot wide, 4 foot tall, will charge that up. Well, from 2 people using it every night, just one panel will charge it up during the day at Scout Camp, where you got trees around, so you only get partial sun through it, and it'll charge it back up every day for the night use. It'll run CPAP machines and oxygen concentrators. And you can just plug that in. If you have any type of generator at all, you can plug that into the wall plug into the generator, and it'll charge it back up really quick. If you want to know more information about different types of these, that's called a solar generator. It's not a generator; it's a battery pack. Minuteman.
When you're trying to sell it to uninformed people, if you tell them it's a generator, they're more apt to buy it. If you tell them it's a solar powered battery bank, they're going to say, "Oh, I don't want that," and they're not going to buy it. Yeah.
But you want to know more information about those? Minuteman Prep has there's a lot of reviews. He doesn't get paid for it. He buys all those solar generators and tests them and shows them the positive, the negatives and stuff. So where did I buy that one? Rustic Traditions. I bought that from at Emergency Preparedness Fair here. A friend of mine, Ben Gilmore, who is Minuteman Prep. At the time, he was a dealer for him. He's now, and they're made just down here in Pocatello, Idaho, is where these are made at. But he's now gone on to the Titan one, which has a little bit bigger, heavier duty system on it, but it costs twice as much. Shoot, where is it here? Give me a second here. Okay, so bring this up over here. All right. Powered Portable Solar is my friend Ben's company that he sells stuff from, and he has Black Friday sales going on right now on the Titan kits. But there's also, Titan is the Rolls Royce of the solar generators. But yeah, he's has some really great stuff on that. Get that over here and back out of the way. But the if you go to look up, I don't want that one up there. Sorry, guys. That's not supposed to be yet. The company name for this other one, which I use, and also Ryan at Prescott Caliber Club has done reviews on these as well. I'll get it turned right here at the right angle here. Energy, INERGY, is the name of the company. Kodiak is the model of this, and they're in Pocatello, Idaho. And so that's, you know, I love this thing. All right. Yeah. Exactly, and that's one of the things where the Energy and the Titan machines are the better ones for their battery to inverter wattage ratio layouts. And actually, if you go back and check out the one that I know Kathy put it up here earlier in the chat, you know, gas generators versus solar generators live stream that I did with Reed from Manifestations of Imagination last month. We talked a bunch about that, about the different ones and stuff, and how to calculate your stuff out. Yeah, definitely made in the USA, made here in Idaho. Good stuff there. Yeah, I know. You know, the thing is, like I said, the Kodiak, when they did a total upgrade on it, they called it the Apex, and then they did a major redesign upgrade, and that's called the Flex, and it actually has a unit where it has the
it's a stackable unit.
It's a stackable unit with batteries, so you can add more batteries to it. Hang on one second here. Yeah, I'll just pull this up here for you. Okay, so this is the Apex. It looks almost identical to the Kodiak. They did better, but they improved the insides and the inverter on it. This is the Flex. So this top half here is the inverter and the computer control unit. It controls all. Make sure you get pure sine wave and everything else. This bottom pack is the batteries, the lithium batteries, and you can stack those 2 or 3 of these on top of each other, so you have all, and you can run. If you have 3 of those, you can just about run your house. You know, if you are
judicious with your power usage.
Yes, that judicious. Yeah, I was going to say frugal, but yeah. So you don't run everything on it. It will not run your.
It's not going to run your refrigerator, coffee pot, and microwave all at the same time.
Actually, it will, but it won't run
very long.
Yeah, it will last a good while, because Ben put a 1,500 watt worth of light bulbs on it and timed it to see how long it took for it to drop off, and it took a long time. I mean, ran hours on it. But you can't run more than. Yeah, I got to calculate it here. Okay, 15 amps times 120. So you can't run more than 1,750 watts, because that's the maximum output it'll put out. But yeah. All right, so back here and drop that back down again. Yeah, Kaylin, that is on this one, on these here that I show, you can do either way. They come with the wall receptacle charger, and it has the, on the side here, where I can tie in the solar panels to it, and it has a plug here that has the I forget the type. I forget the name of the type of plugs. You'll see them on Reed's channel. Reed has it all. You know, all his stuff has those type of plugs that you can't mix up and get the voltage, positive, negative, backwards.
Sermus makes some. Dean's makes some. There's all kinds of different plugs out there that are polarity.
Yeah. But these are the standard ones for like you get on.
Right. And the original company that made those is called Sermus.
Yeah.
We used to use them a lot back in the late 80s, early 90s for our RC stuff.
Yeah.
Problem is RC batteries and motor output and speed control draw made those unreliable. So I use Dean's. I'll switch everything over to Dean's because Dean's will take a huge amount of amp draw before they melt.
Yeah. Yeah, these have, let's see if I can put it there. MC4 connectors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah. Where is it here? Oh, come on, stay on the right picture. Thank you. And so let's this is basically the same system you have, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Renogy starter kit.
Yeah. And so the connectors
that I have.
Yeah, those are the connectors right there from the panel to the adapter kit. That mine has the adapter, the plugs that goes to that. So, all righty. Wow, we're over tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait. Wrestling tradition is. Yeah, these. You got to be careful in research, and that's why I say go to Minuteman Prep. Ben does reviews of probably about 40 different types of these solar generators, battery packs with inverters built in, and talks about, because some of them will say they're 1,500 watts. Well, yeah, it's got a 1,500 watt inverter, but when you hook it up to the battery can only sustain 750 watt draw through the 1,500. So what the battery can put out has to be matched to your inverter. Just because you put a big inverter on it doesn't mean it's going to work right. And so both the Energy brand and the Titan brand are maxed out on their ability to, 1,500 watt inverter. Yeah, you can do 1,500 watts. So, all righty. Anything? Copper Kettle Farms. Hey, how's it going?
Kalen, I would highly recommend the Energy starter kit that he just put up there. That would be the best buck for your. It's $150.
Yeah,
and it gives you a solar panel, and it gives you your solar controller.
Yeah.
Once you've already got the batteries, then the only thing you'll need after that's an inverter, and you can pick up halfway decent inverters depending on what you're going to use it for $35, $40.
Yeah, it depends how many watts you need to run through it.
For me, all I need to do is make sure I can keep cell phones charged, battery light, the batteries for my flashlights charged. So I have a 400 watt inverter, and that's more than enough for what I need.
I'm looking at, okay, so Courtney's talking about they don't have a generator. Okay, I just saw it on, hang on. It was on one of the things, I think it was from Costco here. Hang on, let me check it here. I can give you the information for it here real quick. Here, let me double check. Is it this one here? I think Costco. I've gotten so many ads from Costco this week. It's just trying to keep up on which one is what. No, it's got me go to my trash folder here. Early deals now, but Costco, I think, has, yes, the tri-fuel generator I just showed. I paid $6.99 or $7.99. Anyway, it's now on sale, $50 off from what I paid for it. And I thought it was a great deal when I got it. I'm just trying to find where the heck. No, it's not in that one either. Dang. Oh well. It was one of the ads that just came out for drop that out of my way so I can see what's going on again.
Sounds cool, Gray Note.
Cool, great. That is good news, Gray Note. You don't have a Costco around there, Courtney? Yeah, if you don't have a Costco, then you don't have Costco membership. And I don't know if you can order it online without a Costco membership. But I know, is there a Sam's Club near you, Courtney? Because I know Sam's Club has had some really good champion generators. Of course, now we're heading into wintertime. They may be all gone already now.
Courtney, there is several Costco's. They're over by Cleveland. There's used to be one down in Parma. I don't know if it's still there or not, but there is some. It's just a little bit of a drive for you.
Yeah.
Unless you want to drive all the way down here to Cincinnati and come visit me. I mean, there's one not that far from my house.
All right. So let me go ahead and drop this out. Okay, so in wrapping this up here tonight, there's a lot of stuff that most people don't, and we went over. I think we covered just about everything that most people forget to check. Most of the stuff we started out with, guys, here, that if you weren't here at the beginning, we were talking about smoke detectors, changing the batteries on it,
carbon monoxide detectors,
fire extinguishers. Make sure you turn them over. If you make sure the powder is loose in them, it doesn't sit there and pack down over time. Should you do that twice a year?
I forgot to mention.
What's that?
If you have a heater like me, which baseboard heater or other form of heater that doesn't actually have a filter to it, and that includes your space heaters and other stuff, make sure you blow off the dust before you turn it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's fun to smell that burning dust off, but if you don't do it regularly and it sits for a while, you could have a small fire.
Yeah. Mary Beth, Predator generators. I know the Predator gasoline engines are good. I got one for my big water pump. The generators, I'm really not too sure. I've heard some good things on it. I heard
they were a Honda knockoff. Which,
yeah.
If they're following the blueprints of a Honda generator, they should be pretty decent. I cannot verify that because I've never looked into it. That's just a rumor I heard.
Yeah. I've only heard one horror story from the Predator generator, and that was just a glitch lemon one that it went, after 2.5 hours. Now, I don't know the story. I don't know whether it was the engine that went bad and he forgot to put oil in the engine when he started it up, which is what it sounds like for me. But I'm not sure what the qualities of the generator armature unit in it as far as how good it is. I haven't heard anything really bad about it. I just heard that one unit went after 2.5 hours, and to me that sounds like somebody forgot to put the oil in it.
No problem, Courtney. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah. Tuesday, coming up on Tuesday. Yeah. The topic for Tuesday is, are you ready for Thanksgiving? Do you have everything you need for your Thanksgiving dinner, for all the fun stuff you're planning on doing?
Yep. You know what we're having?
Yeah. And guys, I would like everybody to bring a recipe to share.
I'll tell mine now. Macaroni cheese with bacon and hamburger mixed in.
Ooh, that sounds like that's comfort food. That is good comfort food.
I'm going to put some nice French's fried onion stuff on the top of it. And once it's cooked, I'm going to bake it in the oven for like an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah. Cool. That sounds good. All right, guys. So, yeah, so Tuesday is going to be, are you ready for Thanksgiving? We're going to share some recipes. And then next Friday is going to be Thanksgiving leftovers. What do you do with them? So more recipes next Friday, and with things you can do with your leftovers from Thanksgiving. All right. So everyone, as always, stay happy, stay safe, and especially in these times, stay prepared.
Hasta luego.
And we'll see you in the next video.